Welcome back to NBA Cinema. So, Shaq's comments about Nikola Jokic has caused the uproar in the media community, and none other than Shannon Sharpe had something to say about the way that Shaq said what he said about Jokic, and how Shaq probably feels some resentment towards Jokic based off of this third MVP now, because Shaq had won some more MVPs in his prime. Absolutely, I think nowadays we're seeing people get MVPs um a little more than they should, and that's not to take away from Jokic. I think back in the day though, we could have said that LeBron or Michael Jordan, even before that, could have won every year at one point. So to see Jokic rewarded every year that he could possibly get it, it kind of leaves some fans scratching their head, because when you look back and examine the history of the game, it will read a little differently than maybe it was actually played. You know what I'm saying? So, um, yeah, looking at that, we have to take that into account, as far as Shannon Sharp's comments and Shaq's comments. But we're going to listen to what Shannon said first, and we're going to listen to Shaq rebuttal.
We're never going to see another guy Shaq's size with his athleticism that was as dominant as him. Shaq should have 5 MVPs. He sees a guy like Nikola Jokic that's not as dominant as him and gets 3 and 4 years. But see, when you historically great, they talk about you as great basketball player, the GOAT, and Shaq is never brought up. And I think a part of him is envious of that.
When we talk about the greatest basketball players of all time as far as the GOAT conversation, Shaq's name is never brought up in that?
Yeah. It's hard for me to put somebody in the GOAT conversation with 1 MVP. Regular season. It's hard, Gil. So we're going to take somebody with 1 regular season MVP and put him in front of people that got 3, that got 4, that got 5. If Shaq would have had, if he'd had my work ethic, he'd have had 40,000 points.
So Shaq did not like that. He entered the comment section and he said, "You took me sticking up for @Shay as jealousy of Joker. Shows how smart you are and how you say anything to get clicks. So here's some clickbait for you. If you ain't ranked in the top 10 in your profession, then you can't speak on me. Don't forget, I know what you did to get where you're at. Me? Jealous? Sounds like you jealous. I know you trying to stay relevant by gossiping on your podcast. We don't believe you. You need more people. And in case you forgot, 4 rings, 3 finals MVPs, top 50 and top 75. Google me. And to be quite frank, all this new success you got, you still under me. You don't know my work ethic. But according to you, I work less than you, but I'm worth more than you. Make it make sense. Love you too. If you need help making money, it's better ways than gossiping. I'm too old for this ish. Love always, the most dominant big man ever who never took it serious. Remember, I don't know you. And in the words of Skip Bayless, I'm better than you. G14 classification. I have it. You don't. Not in my profession. And your GOAT debate, never wanted to be the GOAT. I wanted to be who you should greet me as, the most dominant ever. #Apex Predator. So that was Shaq, coming back at Shannon Sharpe. And Shannon Sharpe has actually responded to that. We're going to listen to that right now. Let's peep.
Ocho, everyone's family. Okay. Shaq, about the comments that I said last night. Shaq said, "You took me sticking up for Shay as jealousy of Joker. Shows how smart you are and how you say anything to get clicks." That's not what I did, but anyway. So here's the clickbait for you. If I ain't ranked in the top 10 in your profession, then you can't speak. Don't forget, I know what you did to get where you're at. Me jealous sounds like you jealous. I know you're trying to stay relevant by gossiping on your podcast. We don't believe you. You need more people. In case you forgot, 4 rings, 3 finals MVPs, top 50, top 75. And to be quite frank, all this success you got still under me. You don't know my work ethic, but according, I work less, but not blah, blah, blah. But anyway, love you too. If you need help making money, it's better ways than gossiping. I'm too old for this ish. Love always, the most dominating big man ever. Never took it serious. Remember, I know you and you know words of Skip Bayless. I'm better than you. #G14 classification. I have it. You don't. Not in my profession.
Wait, when that happened?
He just about 10 minutes ago.
Wait, Shaq in the chat?
No, he on IG. I've never professed. I've never professed that I was as great as Shaq. But what I will say,
Yes, sir.
I got what I got because I worked my ass off. Now,
Yes, sir.
Shaq has been the one to say it,
Uh-huh.
that he didn't work as hard, he didn't train as hard, he didn't eat as well as he should have.
Right, right.
Shaq is the one that anytime someone wins an MVP, he talks about how he should have been the MVP over Steve Nash. Now, you guys have heard me speak glowingly. I say Travis Kelce is better tight end than I was. So was Gronk. So was my guy, what's his name? For the Chargers. Antonio Gates, Gonzo, Big Winslow. I'm cool. I got no problem. You know why I got no problem, Ocho, with giving people credit?
Right.
Because I got everything out of my God-given ability. God gave me the ability to do what I could do. But he gave me discipline. He gave me dedication, the way I trained, the way I ate, the way I slept. So this was all I could get.
Right.
Now, I would have felt some type of way if I'd have got these numbers and I half-assed it. But I never half-assed it. Kobe said Shaq should have won and they should have won.
Right.
But my thing is that you can't, and it said greatest characters. It's Shaq, I'm the greatest character. No, am I a top 100 player? No. Am I the equivalent as a football player as Shaq was as a basketball player? No. But what I did do is that I maximized that. And my question, if Shaq and because it's rough on the back. My question is, do you believe that you gave everything you possibly could in basketball? Did you train the way you should have? Did you eat the way you should have? That just goes to show you how great you was. That you allowed your weight to get out of control. The injury started to creep up and you got 4 rings and you got 3 finals MVP.
All right. So Shannon Sharpe and Shaq, this is the latest beef of high profile names. And what I will say is, a lot of people felt like Shannon Sharpe did about Shaq's comments. I mean, do we think Shea or someone else should have won it? Shea or Jalen Brunson. I'm tired of people just saying Shea. Jalen Brunson, too. Jalen Brunson and Shea equally deserve the MVP, in my opinion. When you look at everything and look at, Shea having a healthy Jalen Williams caliber player, a healthy Chet Holmgren caliber player all year, that talent. And just that bench and how deep the team always was. And you look at Brunson and all the injuries and lack of depth and, what Josh Hart and all those guys had to step up and be able to do for the team. So throw Jalen Brunson name in there too. I'm tired of people just saying just Shea. Clearly, no, Shea and Jalen Brunson. But, as far as Shaq saying that to Jokic's face, I think, he felt like he was keeping it real or whatever, but that wasn't the time and the place. You got to let Jokic have his moment. However it happened, if it's bothering you that bad, don't even be a part of the interview. No need to talk to that man like that on TV to tell him in his face, that you felt like somebody else should have had the MVP. And it's not about, but at least he kept it real. Well, no, that's just his moment, man. You don't want to rain on nobody's parade. Because he said he don't like to rain on nobody's parade, but he rained on his parade a little bit. And Jokic, he just kind of answered the questions and stuff. But I know that stuck with him. I know that stuck with him, man. That Shaq, somebody who was so proud for him at other times, is kind of hating. And yeah, it does look like it comes from a position where you feel like you should have won some more, which he said out his mouth. So to say that to that man, I didn't think it was right. I thought it was disgusting, to say that, but it's not too serious. I think he owes Jokic an apology. Now he probably won't do it, but you could go back. He already know you feel like Shea should have won, but you could go back and say, man, that wasn't the time and the place to do that. I was out of line with when I did it, but hey, it is what it is. If that's your guy, you know what I'm saying, you should go back and apologize. You see how everybody's receiving it. Even people that think other people should have got the MVP, they feel like what you did was out of line. So I think you need to go back and apologize to that man. But yeah, man, let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Till next time.